Hey all, something a little bit different for you today. I'm going to do a video review, which is why I'm dressed in a rubber singlet, because I'm going to tell you all about this interesting unbranded, unlabelled bottle from my friend Jonathan over at Fetish Freak. He calls it Rubberlover, and it's a rubber cleaning product that's quite a lot better than everything else that I've ever used. So yeah, I'll just give you an example of what my rubber looks like at the moment, and then we'll test it and see what it looks like afterwards. So yeah, you get to watch me rub myself in the shower, so I suppose that's a good thing. Hooray! So if you look at the rubber at the moment, it is very scuffed. It's got all sorts of crud on it. I don't know how easy it is to see on the camera, but yeah, you can see it doesn't reflect very nicely at all. It's all mucky and blech. Usually when you're using like a blue or pink cleaner, the little liquid stuff, it takes some of this off, but you tend to still end up with all the little lines and scuffs and stuff like that within the rubber. So we'll see how this stuff does. So here we are. This stuff works best when it's a little bit wet, so hence the shower. You just basically start by wetting it a bit. It's really quite grubby, so I mean initially I'm going to take that thick off because it'll work better. I love wet latex, it looks awesome. Yeah. Yeah, this is quite an extreme example of a grubby suit, really, because as I say, I haven't used it for quite a long time. Hopefully you take better care of your latex than I do. But quite often you'll end up with suits that over time just start to look a little bit scuffed, a little bit not as shiny as they did. And you don't want to keep having to use Figure Shine all the time, because otherwise you'll end up with quite a build-up of goop. So, here's the bottle. This cost me, I think about 12 quid. But obviously this is like one of the first little bottles. It comes out very thick. It's like a honey. And what you want to do is just rub it between your fingers. Make sure you take any rings or anything like that off, because you don't want to rip your latex, obviously. And then you just sort of rub it in, and it sort of slides on like a soap, and you'll feel it kind of clump up underneath, sort of like a wax. And you just keep rubbing that in. And it is easier to put it on while you're wearing it. There is a reason why I'm doing it, and not just so I can rub myself. Although it is a bonus. It is easy to put on yourself, as it is when you're shining latex and stuff like that. I always find it's a lot easier to do it, especially with a friend. It's a lot more fun too. So just rub it in, and you can already see that it's just taken off quite a lot of crud, as it is. So let's use a bit more. So this bottle will go a long way, I think. I've not used it a huge amount because I've been saving my latex to do this video. So but I figured this will be the best suit to show you the differences on. So we'll just rub it on. The only problem, of course, is I can't get the back. So just rinse off what we've got so far. So should just rinse pretty much straight off. Yeah, that feels like new rubber, pretty much. So even before it's dried, you can quite clearly tell that there's enough light in here. Maybe it's a lot shinier. It feels smooth to the touch. All of the little scuffs and things have been filled in slightly by whatever that stuff is, and it makes a massive difference. So we'll do the back. Nope, he's got rubber underneath as well. So always prepared. We can't be leaking with anything less than PP rated. Well, actually that said, you shouldn't be under the age of 18 watching my channel, just in case. just in case I swear. Fuck! Or something. No nudity. Anyway. So, you can compare the front and back actually. So, that's the front, all very sleek and shiny. And the back panel at the moment is, yeah, the back panel's still got a horrible sort of feel to it. So we'll just give that a quick rub as well. So just stick it against the wall and give it a rub. Actual little marks here where we've just fixed this rubber and there was some tape on it. I'm going to see if that comes off. Oop. It does not seem to. So it's not good for tape marks unfortunately, but just a little bit of petroleum spirit dabbed on and then wiped off fairly quickly. With a bit of the scrub should take stuff like duct tape marks off and things like that. So there's times when you get kinky with the bondage and don't think about the consequences. I'm sure we've all ruined a suit or a gas mask or something like that all the time. So, there we go. So that feels like brand new latex. It's lovely, very, very silky smooth. So we'll leave that one to dry. May as well do the shorts while I'm at it. So I've tended to find that you don't need to redo this very often, to be honest, unless you get your stuff covered in muck, as is the way with many kinksters. But yeah, once you've done it once or twice, you'll feel the rubber feels a lot nicer than it was. And rinse those off. Yeah, they feel a lot better as well. So, time to hang those up to dry. Just kidding. So yeah, come back to this in a bit once it's dried, and we'll see how it is. So, let's see how we go on. It would appear that I didn't actually scrub particularly hard in some places, so areas like here and here are still a little bit grubby, but the areas that I have actually cleaned properly, like here, are very, very shiny. And just to remind you that this doesn't shine your rubber, this just cleans it. So obviously, to have a sheen like this nice on something that hasn't even got any products on it yet is pretty good to say that this suit is about 8 years old, if not older actually. 11 years old. 11 years old actually. I think I got it when about 18. So yeah, it's lasted really well. It's a lot shinier than it was. It doesn't feel like it's covered in crud, except for the little bit here which I've missed. And yeah, it looks great. Should have some shiner. So yeah, so just using a little bit of silicone spray. Try not to use it in the bath because it will kill my other half. Just spray it there, got back into focus, and just give that a rub. And yeah, it's got a really nice sheen to it. Try not to spook any of the spray anywhere because it is lethal. Should always generally do this with newspaper down on the floor, but hey. So yeah, you can see the difference there. So to say that this is a very old suit, that's done pretty well, especially since I didn't actually clean it very well. So yeah. So thumbs up for the random white bottle of Rubberlover, which should, hopefully in future, look a little bit better than that. But yeah, I recommend you get it. Cheers!